If your sales team still gets the "I need to speak to my partner" objection, then I'm going to give you the most powerful way to have them completely overcome that objection and handle the sale then and there to make sure that they get it. My name is Sami, and over the past 4 years, I've helped generate over $40 million in trackable sales in the service industry. And today I wanted to go ahead and give you some tips and tricks that I've learned that you can just hand to your sales team. I want to preface this by saying I want to assume that they truly have handled everything else and that the person they're speaking to really just does need to run by their partner to go through this. Now, what a lot of people will tell you to do is say, hey, you know what, let's go ahead and, what if your partner says no? What if your partner says yes? Let's just do it anyway, or try to power through. But the reality is, if you're a savvy business owner and you do have a business partner that you do run things by, you're gonna want to run it by them. So rather than fighting that fight, the best way, and I've created a 4-step sequence to help you guys out. Number one, just go ahead and agree. Like, go ahead and cool. Like, why are you trying to fight them? Let's just go ahead and agree and just say, makes sense to me. The first words out of your mouth should be, makes sense to me. So whenever your sales rep hears the "I need to speak to my partner," rather than fighting them on this, go ahead and have them say that. Now, if they're doing things correctly in the original script, they should know for a fact that there isn't a business partner, or they've already dug in to find out if a person like that exists. What does it look like internally? Who does it look like? Who's who of the company? And they should have already come to the conclusion there isn't a partner. However, if the person brings up the surprise partner, this is when we go, cool, makes sense to me. The very next words out of your mouth should be, do you think he's going to have questions about our process? And of course, they're going to say yes. You're not trying to objection handle them in a way where you're fighting them. One of the biggest mistakes I see sales reps make is they go, oh, well, do you think he's going to have some questions? Well, of course, if you're doing it like that, you're just going to have a great deal of headbutting. So instead, you're like, look, makes sense to me. Do you think he's going to have any questions on his side? You want to be inquisitive. Always be curious like a child. And then I like to go, well, look, I mean, in your line of work, like, I understand what you guys do, but do you think I'd be able to do a good enough job to explain entirely what you do to somebody else, or even to my boss? And typically they say, well, no, you wouldn't, because you don't know all things. And then I would say, they'd be like, so do you think if I went to my boss to sell them your service, do you think I'd get you the deal, or do you think I'd lose you the deal? And they'll be like, well, I think you'd lose the deal, which is what we want them to say. And then you say, well, so when your partner has some questions that only I can answer, would you look prepared for that meeting, or do you feel like you're going to look unprepared for that meeting? And he's going to say, well, obviously I'm prepared. And so we take a step back and say one of the best lines in the world, saying, look, I don't want to put you in the position. How do we prevent that from happening? And they're going to be like, well, we can schedule a meeting. Fantastic. He's probably not in the office today, is he? Oh, well, actually, he is in the office. Or, hey, let's figure out, let's just say you schedule the call. But you want to build enough of a realistic reasoning for them to say, yeah, of course, I need to bring him on this call, for them to do that. Next, what we do is when we get them on the call, we do this cool line. Now, especially when it's a spouse situation, a lot of times people will come on skeptical. Like, the spouse comes on very, very skeptical. Or in this case, the business partner comes on skeptical. Oh, here's Bob. He's always sold something. How do I go ahead and get him unsold? Instead, we don't want to be the person doing the selling. We want the first partner that we're speaking to do the selling for us. So rather than me speaking to this guy, why wouldn't I just have him, the person who I already spoke to and already sold, speak to his guy, because they already know each other? I'll give you a little more of a different example. If your wife or husband goes to the car dealership and the car dealership convinces them to buy a car, and then you go in to speak to them. If you go and speak to the car dealership, you're going to feel like, oh God, here's this salesperson who sold my husband or my wife, and they're just going to try and sell me. And that person is going to be like, hey, Mr. Husband or Wife, your husband or wife really wants to buy this car. What do you say? And they're trying to sell you. So instead, we want to step back and we want them to do the selling for us. The way this looks like is we go, hey, partner B. Partner A seems to think it's a great idea for us to work together, or a good idea for us to work together. However, I want to make sure that, you feel just as good as them to come in and work with us. So I want to go ahead and give you veto power here. Your no outweighs their yes. Cool? Or sound fair? What does this do? This gets them to be like, okay, let's do this. They get excited and they're like, hey, this person is giving me power. I'm in the driver's seat. I'm in control. And they know they're not going to be pitched at by you or forced into something by you. And if they say no, that's it. The deal's off the table. So they feel in control, which is great. Next thing we do, which is weirdly where the magic happens, is we go, great. Partner A, because they're sitting next to each other, probably could you tell partner B what about our company makes you want to work with us? So rather than now me selling partner B and trying to be like, we're the best in the world and we can do this and we can do that and we do backflips over everyone, and that's not my job. I'll say, hey, look, partner A, could you explain to partner B about what is it about that our company that made you want us to work together? And they're going to go in and say, hey, these are all the things that they said they can do. This is who they've worked with. So now your prospect, partner A, becomes a walking billboard for what you do, and it's said in a tonality that he trusts, a voice that they trust, and by a human being that they already have rapport with, rather than you, the salesperson who they don't want to deal with. And so they go in and say about all this thing, and I'll go in and said, partner B, I mean, what do you think? Is what partner A is saying good enough? Like, is that really the problem that your company is dealing with? And then he's probably gonna be like, well, yeah, we have been. Oh, gotcha. Okay, how long have you guys been dealing with that? And then we go back to partner A. Hey, what else about our conversation made it exciting enough to bring partner B here? And they just start selling more and more and more to them. Now at the end, you can also say something like, I mean, look guys, I'm sold. What do we do here? Like, what's our next move? And if you've done everything correctly and you've built enough rapport between both of these people, and partner A truly was sold to begin with, then this makes it a very, very natural transition from, a complete stranger to someone who's like, I'm excited, I want to work with this company, let's do it. But now you're not forcing partner A or partner B to go through a whole other pitch. They're pitching each other, and they're more inclined to go ahead and work with you. Now, if you found this helpful, go ahead and share this video with your sales team. Make them go through this. It's a very short video. I wanted to get it straight to the point so they can start doing something that's a little bit different than what they're used to, something that an objection that they're definitely going to hear. And if you're a business owner, or if you're managing a sales team and you were like, hey, this is a cool tactic or tip that I want to go ahead and implement, are there any cool other things that I can do? Well, you're in luck. I've actually written a book called Building a Pro Sales Team. These are the 11 rules that take your company from good money to great money. So passing that good money ceiling, breaking through to really start making a change into your business. These are the 11 little needle movers that I've seen working alongside some of the biggest companies out there that have helped me get them to shift a lot of stuff. And yes, some of the sales training and sales tactics is really important, but there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scene that's even more important. So if you want, go ahead, click the link below, go ahead and grab your copy. I've paid for printing. Go ahead and all I need to do is to cover shipping and handling, and I'll go ahead and send one out to you today.